If you wonder what it takes to have more money, first you should consider not spending what you cannot afford. Easy, right? In this video we will cover 10 of the most common financial mistakes people make, but should avoid. Before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so you are the first to know when a new video comes out. So let's check out the most common financial mistakes that you should try to avoid at all costs. The first one is excessive spending. As wise man say, millions are lost $1 at a time. It may not seem a huge deal when you get that $4 cup of coffee, have dinner every second night out or order the pay-per-view movie, but every little spending finally adds up. Just about $25 per week spent on eating out ends up costing you $1,300 a year. That is $13,000 in 10 years, and you know the mathematics of it. The second mistake is spending on items, all the time, even if you don't really need them. Paying for cable television, music or other social media services or even gym memberships can make you take out a lot of bucks from your pocket. If you need to save money, you should consider giving up on some of these. The third mistake is using your credit card to buy all essentials. Simply translated, you are shopping and hence living on borrowed money. Credit card interest rates make the price of the charged items more expensive, and depending on credit, also makes it more likely that you'll spend more than you earn. The fourth is a tricky one. Buying a new car. Now, nobody is saying you don't need a car, it's just that cars usually take away money, rather than bringing them in. Moreover, few people afford to pay for a new car in cash, which makes it a bigger mistake buying a new car, because borrowing money to buy a car, you are basically paying interest on a depreciating asset. Instead, you should buy a reliable, second-hand car, which takes you from A to B. If it is not justified, by let's say running a business, where you need to ship items, for example, it is not worth spending a lot of money on cars. In conclusion, consider buying one that uses less gas and costs less to insure and maintain. With leftover money, pay off debt or save it up, it's much more worth it. Same, with buying a house, number 5 on the list. If you don't have 10 kids and 50 grandchildren, it is not worth paying for a palace, because that will only mean more expensive taxes, maintenance, and utilities. Sixth mistake, still related to your home, and that is not wanting to build equity. If you are refinancing and taking cash out on it, you are basically giving away ownership to someone else. In addition, in the long run you'll end up paying way more for your home than it's worth. That brings us to number 7, which is paying off debt with savings. You may be thinking that if your debt is costing 20% and your retirement account is making 8%, swapping the retirement for the debt means that you will be keeping the difference. But it's not that simple, because you will lose the power of compounding, and it becomes very hard to pay back those retirement funds. Number 8 is living paycheck to paycheck. Now this is a big one, because statistics show that the US household personal savings rate is at about 3%, and most people, making even 100 grand, are living from one paycheck to the other. That means that an unforeseen problem can easily become a disaster. This is not the place you want to find yourself in when an economic recession or disease hits. Many financial planners will tell you to keep 3 months' worth of expenses in an account where you can access it quickly. A 3-month buffer could eventually mean the difference between keeping or losing your house, for instance. Number 9 is related to investing, better yet, to not investing. This is a mistake because we are not robots, and won't be able to work till the end of times. That means, you should put your money to work for you. Making monthly contributions to designated retirement accounts can be essential for a comfortable retirement. You should also take advantage of tax-deferred retirement accounts or your employer-sponsored plan. The last one on the list is not thinking ahead. Most people don't even take an hour to think about their finances. But you need to know where you are headed, hence make spending some time planning your finances a priority. All in all, in order to not fall in the trap of overspending, start by monitoring the little expenses that add up quickly, then move on to tracking the big expenses. You should carefully think it through before adding new debts to your payments and make saving a monthly priority.